we were kids. We were playing music when 15 years old, maybe. I don't know, 15. Local bands playing shows. No place would have us, so we made our own place. Yeah, there wasn't really much of a scene before that. You know, there was a handful of bands from the area doing the same like-minded music, but you know, we definitely had a whole scene started, I would say, like, you know, between us and, you know, good 4 other bands in the area.
You guys
Option was one of the bands. Then we teamed up with some friends down in Wilkes-Barre, which were
Fat Chance.
They were Poconos.
Oh,
Chance, definitely.
One Shot Deal.
Dogs on Chains.
Dogs on Chains.
Which turned out to be like a hodgepodge of all kinds of bands, and Mesh. And
First Things First.
First Things First from the Poconos, which was another, yeah, it was weird. So you had Scranton, and then you had the Poconos, and you had Wilkes-Barre, and then pretty much the music and skateboarding brought everybody together, which was like, you know, it's how we introduced, I blame Billy Holtz. I think Billy Holtz was pretty much the guy that introduced us to like everybody from Wilkes-Barre up to, you know, and then obviously we met up with the guys from the Poconos, which was First Things First, and Fat Chance and those guys, and started having shows. Well, we started playing, one of our first shows was at Option, which was Positive Energy then.
Yeah. We were Youth today. Or not Youth, geez. Yeah, Youth.
American Youth.
American Youth, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Break down the walls, yeah.
Okay.
One of the first shows was a practice place. We just had like those guys had a big practice room, and we went down and had a show, and had a ton of people turn out. And next thing you know, we're like, where can we go next? We went to like a church picnic.
The Nativity Church picnic, yeah.
Yeah. Then we had, and then it was a huge turnout there. It was like unbelievable. And then from there, we just started renting fire halls and any place that actually we could have an empty space to have kids go nuts, you know.
Sweet.
Midtown Arcade.
Midtown Arcade.
It's an arcade room.
Take your shirt off and sweat.
Yeah. It's hot. You know, it got to the point where the shows we were having in our area here, from the Poconos, Wilkes-Barre to even Scranton, we had, you know, the guys from Decker and all those guys coming up from Sunbury, and then we had the Williamsport guys, like the same guys, and then Turmoil coming up from Jim Thorpe, and so then it started from like one little thing, it bubbled out, and a lot of great bands, and then it was a hotbed for touring bands that were coming through the area. You know, we had a lot of different traveling bands.
Overlooked for long, I guess you could say. You know, it's a great place to come. A lot of people to come and have fun here. You know.
Yeah, it was great because, like, you know, we would cater to some out of town bands and have them play for our crowds, and then, you know, hoping to get a gig trade with them in their area.
Earth Crisis was one of them.
Mm-hmm. Earth Crisis was one.
Yeah.
One of many, actually. Actually, it pretty much shaped me for what I, you know, basically what I do now is just bartending, bar owner, and I follow the life lessons learned by hardcore music, and to how to treat people, how to be treated, how to run business with, like, you know, an open mind, everything, you know, basically, you know, skateboard and hardcore music it pretty much shaped me, you know. So, remember we used to go to Allentown for the Allentown Airport Music Hall.
The music hall. Oh.
And we went to a Biohazard agnostic front show, right?
Yeah.
And when they brought the flag out?
And it was New School, a band from Queens, like a hip hop hardcore band. 10 years before Limp Bizkit even was out.
Exactly.
They were doing it. So, but they're fun. They're heavy. They're good. And you know, so they played a show. They played their show and their set. And these Nazi skinheads just kept getting everyone that was getting thrown out of the airport music hall for beating the shit out of people. We're all waiting outside. So then we're there, and we have like our long sleeve
Judge t-shirt,
you know, straight edge kind of shirts and this and that, and you know, we kind of didn't even fit in with the Nazis. Obviously, we didn't look anything like them. We went for the show, so, you know, halfway through the set, we're like, all right, this is getting a little weird. Let's get out of here. So we walk out of the venue, start walking to our car, and, hey, you fucking straight edge punks, you fucking pricks. We turn around, 10 people are following us.
And I'm going, are they talking to us?
Yeah, we just
like,
keep
what?
walking, and then we're like, we look back, and there's fucking 20 of them fucking following us, and like, holy fuck, here they come. And we're, the parking lot's fucking long parking lot. There's this big show, you know, obviously Biohazard, Agnostic Front. So we start fucking booking, and as soon as we fucking start booking, they start booking, and the whole pod, like the whole crowd just started chasing us. And we got to the car, diving into the car, just about to close the door, and they're on the car. Like they just fucking like ants on fucking shit, like fucking on it.
It was like
Ducky
click
boy.
And
to the
it was
door,
like
and they were
doors
there.
shut, and they were banging on the fucking doors and on the car, and we drove away with a couple on the car, and we fucking pulled out. The one guy couldn't get in the car, and he took off. He just ran for the highway. So we like flew out of the fucking thing. Couple guys chased him. 40 guys on our car. Drive up the road, up the highway. He's running up the highway. Pull over, fucking he dives in. It was crazy. It was crazy shit back then, you know, and especially down in that area, you know. I mean, that was like
It's like a skin capital for a while.
There was also retribution to that, though. Remember, we played a show up in Edwardsville, and one of the guys that was with us, his little brother was the one who couldn't get in the car. So he ran across the street. Obviously, we picked him up. Shit scared, you know. He was young. We played a show. Where was it at? Up in Edwardsville. What is that place called?
Columbia.
I forget.
Yeah, I don't
Columbia.
know about that. I don't know.
And it was crazy up there, man. You know, like
There was word the skinheads
Kids
were
were
coming to
coming
our show, and this was
there,
our
you know,
little,
like-
this was our little safe haven. We were
Yeah.
young kids, and you know, here's these big Nazi punks coming to fucking. They're coming, and Nazis are coming, and Nazis are coming, and you know, like so. They're like nobody with flight coats allowed in. These
Yeah.
old guys that ran the clubhouse or the
so it was
firehouse,
like,
and you know, so I guess a handful came, and
I think that was the only violence that
there was blood spilled, and I had nothing to do with
Yeah,
that.
I
I
had
mean, we had
nothing to
nothing
do
to
with
do
it
with it,
either,
but
it was
something happened, and it was pretty bad, and
Yeah.
it kind of sucked because you don't want to see that. You know, we're there for fun, you know,
That's
and,
true.
and nobody's there for any bullshit reasons. Like we're just there to have a good time and have fun, and you got a bunch of guys want to ruin everybody's fucking good time always, and
But yeah, I don't think
I
that,
was-
you know, that was the only mess that was ever a part of that. I think there was never any sort of violence and fighting, except maybe Neil once in a while getting a little bit.
Neil liked the fight, didn't he?
pretty much every show we played.
When I was younger, I was into metal and punk rock, and that's what hardcore is: metal and punk rock mixed together. You know?
Sweet, sweet. Talk about the bands from your area.
There's lots of great bands from our area. I'm from Scranton, PA. There's some old bands, Side Over, American Youth, Option, Firefly, you name it, man. Pale, Sunburn's Cold. That was back in the day. Now you have bands like Strength for a Reason. Well, we started in high school. It was first called American Youth. It was myself, Brian Craig, Michael Lambert, and Nathan Knott. And after that evolved into Side Over, which was me, Brian again, Neil Huswar, Lou Rogai, Pat Matroli, a couple other guys here and there. But, you know, it was one of the best times of my life for sure. It's never out of you though. Like if you fade away for a little while, it's always in you. You know, like there's you never lose it as far as I'm concerned. There's always something in you about this music that you love, and that's a part of you. You know, and I like that. That's what I keep for myself. You know, like there's a part of hardcore that's in me and taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about friendship, a lot about loyalty. You know, we were asked to play a show, Life Agony, right? So we show up at this place and yes, Life Agony, you know. The ceiling was maybe about this far from my head, you know. So I'm 6'1", so we'd say it was just maybe 7 foot, right? So we started playing. We were playing. We had a great show, and all of a sudden, Life Agony came on, and that was it, man. He said, "Bring this fucking place down," and everything came down, man. I never saw anything like it in my life. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. That is definitely one memorable show.
Was the owner running around trying to stop anything?
Oh, there was no stopping it, and there was just. It was great. It was like the snow was coming down. I was like, well, we always used to come down here to Reading. This was a beautiful place. The Unisound down here. You know, Jake from Unisound was always great to us. We played with tons of bands. All the New York bands stopped there. It was kind of like CC's, but down here. You know what I mean? In Reading. And they did a lot for us too. Jake and Unisound helped us out a lot when we were kids.